我把一整瓶的这个维他命都吃完了。嗯。Hello, how's everyone? Can anyone say hello in the comment area? Huh. Can anyone give me some greetings in the comment area? Yeah, hello. Hi, Cynthia. Hello. Hi, Adam. How are you? Yeah, let's have more hellos and wait for more people to come in. Yeah, I just started. Yeah, I just started. Yeah, morning. Hi, Power. Hi, Hell yeah. Hi, Hazel. 想知道口红色号，这个我看一下啊，这个是someone is asking me about this lipstick，啥牌子来着？我忘了，这是不是这是哪个牌子啊？娇兰是吗？这是娇兰吗？You guys know what brand it is? I forgot. I purchased this lipstick sometime before, but I forgot. I thought, like, do you guys know like what the brand it is? It is like I literally forgot. I just purchased in one of the shopping mall in here. And as for the color, is 219 Tender Rose, 219. Yeah, 你看一下219。看得清吗？Yeah, 219叫 Tender Rose。Yeah，应该就是这个色号。变成袋装了。Hi, your earrings are gorgeous. Yeah, thank you, my friend. Yeah, the earrings are gorgeous, right? Your chain looks really nice. Unique chain design. Yeah, exactly. So these are all my brands. Okay, my friend. These are all my brands. So you guys could go to my TikTok shop or Reno shop or just my own website. So you could just find the link of those shops or websites in my bio, and that's where you could just place the order. In China, women have beautiful. Oh my god, that is a little bit gross, Kevin. Like when you are saying that in China, women has beautiful, like a specific part of their body, that is a little bit gross. Okay, that is a little bit gross. Yeah. 这英文666，好，谢谢你啊，Yeah，谢谢你。Okay, yeah. So we just started, my friend. We're gonna spend another happy morning 2 hours later. Well, today I started a little bit early, late. Well, so usually I would have my live from 7:30 to 9:30 a.m. China time. However, usually I would be late for around 5 to 10 minutes because like 7:30 is the time that I sit down. But like usually every morning I would just encounter all sorts of technical issues that I have to solve, which would takes me around like 5 to 10 minutes. Well, but of course, there are times that I wake up earlier. So that means that I will be able to sit down like just several minutes earlier. If nothing happens, like everything just goes very smoothly, I could just start at 7:30 sharp or sometimes even earlier than 7:30. So yeah, that's basically the time of my live stream. Yeah, so thank you so much for all the friends who join in here. I know like it's extremely early in China, but like for our foreign friends, well, maybe it's in your afternoon time or it's in your evening time. So thank you so much for joining the live today. Yeah, let's see how many followers, new followers I can get today, and also how many people online can I have today? 终于开了，哎呀，丽贝卡，你起的也很早啊，丽贝卡，你每天几点起啊？每天等你，谢谢你。你每天几点起啊？你也起得好早啊，真的。我昨天晚上竟然失眠了，I don't know why, like I couldn't fall asleep yesterday. So I had a really good sleep the day before yesterday, and somehow I feel like so energetic throughout the entire day yesterday. And somehow maybe because I was like so energetic, I worked till like around 9, 10 p.m. And then like maybe it's because like I worked too late somehow, like I got so energetic, like my brain was so excited that I couldn't really fall asleep last night. Yeah. So I'm thinking like maybe next time I have something, I have the kind of feeling like that, I should just take a pill of melatonin, yeah, to help me sleep. 我6点起来要送孩子上学，哦，你6点起来那真的很早，我做不到。一到单位边化妆边听你直播，你怎么那么早呀，丽贝卡？不是你现在才7点半多7点40分，你已经到单位了，我很好奇，为什么你也是创业吗？所以你要这么早开始工作？为什么要这么早？呀，嗯哼，要送孩子上学，哦，要送孩子上学，要送啊，哦，你在学校工作，哦，是老师是吗？是老师是吗？好，致敬我们的丽贝卡，致敬老师。Yeah. So I was saying that because my live stream starts pretty early here in China time. Now it's only 7:45. And like usually people would just go to work after 8:30 a.m., right? Some people would start work at 9 a.m., sometimes even later, right? So like we have this follower here called Rebecca. She said that she's already in here in her office and she woke up at 6 a.m. That is definitely considered to be very early. And then she's already in the office right now. So I was asking, like, what do you do? Like, why are you so early? And then she said she works in school. So, okay, respect to all the teachers. Yeah, to all the teacher. Please speak English. I can't understand Chinese, Davey. Sure. So just so you know, this is like bilingual kind of live stream. From time to time, I will speak some Chinese. Majority of the time, I will speak English because I'm doing live stream on multiple platforms, and one of the very important platform is RedNote. Just for those of you who do not know what is Red Note is one of the most important and one of the most famous, one of the most popular social media platform here in China. So usually like across the different platforms, like my popularity on the platform of Rednote is the best. So that's why that is going to be the platform that I entertain first. So there are lots of Chinese followers in there who would want to interact with me and they would send in comments in Chinese. And then that's why I would answer them in Chinese. And there are also people who do not speak English very well. So that's why they are in here to learn English from me. So somehow, like American friends said that I do speak a very standard Midwest kind of accent, kind of English, like pretty standard. And also my Chinese friend, and also friends from other countries who do not take English as their mother tongue said that somehow like the way I speak English and also like my live stream is pretty good for English learners. Somehow it's like that. So that's why, like from time to time, I would speak Chinese, but that's also fine, right? I mean, you guys could also take a break, right? Just have listened to me for a very long time. Just allow me to speak some of the Chinese and have some interaction with my Chinese friends or my foreign friends who are currently learning Chinese, right? So, good morning, sister from Australia. Hi, Rosie Rose. Good morning to you. Yeah. You're such a sincere and beautiful person to do this. Thank you, my friend. Yeah, let's see. 我想知道你的老公有多优秀才能配得上你。老公，你优秀不？Shout out to my husband. Okay, shout out to my husband. Yeah, I have to say he's 怎么说呢？来用中文来回答一下吧。他还是有非常多他非常独特的点。我觉得我们俩在很多方面是非常互补的。我这个人有一些非常明显的缺点，我是很知道的。然后呢，他在这些方面呢是有非常明显的优点。我们在生活当中是相互是对方的老师，每一天都从对方身上可以学到很多的东西。So I was basically someone was asking like what about like my husband? How is my husband like? And I was basically saying that I think like but like we have different kind of strengths and also weaknesses. And because we have different strengths, so somehow like we are like just teaching each other a lot, right? My strength is teaching him and his strength is teaching me. So somehow I think the best relationship is that both people are able to make each other a better person. So yeah, that's the kind of thing. Yeah. You came to US, I learned English. What are you talking about? Yes, absolutely Midwestern. Thank you, Patty. Yeah. So the other day we were discussing about it. So someone was asking like, "Hey, what kind of accent do I have?" So I never really thought about it. So it's a Chinese friend asking me like, could you please just ask the American friends there like what kind of accent do I have? Like I said like, well, Well, first of all, like nobody says I have a Chinese accent. Well, it's only Chinese people who said I have a Chinese accent. Like American people do not say I have a Chinese accent. So like when someone said like, could you ask like American friends what kind of accent I have? I was like, ooh, that's a pretty interesting question. So later on, just ask people in the live stream room like, what kind of accent do I have? Like I myself am super curious to know because like honestly, like I as a Chinese who takes English as my second language, not my mother tongue, like you said that I actually I was able to pick up a like American accent that was pretty interesting. So that's why I asked. And so many people told me that I have a Midwest kind of accent. So that was pretty interesting. California. Well, do I have a California accent? I don't think I have a California accent. Like Midwest accent, like a lot of people say like have a Midwest accent. So uh-huh. Yeah, uh-huh. Let's see. So true. What did Hoya said? Uh-huh. 40 minutes treadmill workout. Oh, Crystal Little C, you're my role model. 哎呀，你真的是我偶像，我要向你好好学习。So yesterday I went downstairs to do some roping and I just roped for I think 1,600 times. And that's all. Did a bit of stretching and that's all. Like I didn't do a lot, but somehow I feel like roping is really effective for weight losing. Yeah, since I started roping, I could immediately tell that I was becoming skinnier, skinnier, like every single day. Yeah. Yeah. So roping is a really good way. But like, I mean, like you can get like 40 minutes treadmill workout. That is amazing. That is amazing. Yeah, that is amazing. And that the fact that you're able to just get up so early and work out, oh, you guys amazing. I mean, Rebecca wake up at 6 a.m., go to school, and just listen to my live stream at the very same time she starts to prepare for working. That is self-discipline. That is amazing. And also the fact that Christy Little C was able to get up also at 6 a.m. and just go to gym every single day and work out. And by the time now she has already finished 40 minutes of treadmill workout. That is just amazing. You guys are so self-disciplined. To be fair, the West US doesn't have nearly as much accent variation as in the East. Wait. So, wait. What do you mean by the West US doesn't have nearly as much accent variation as in the East? So you're basically saying that the west part of the US, like the accents are pretty similar to each other, but like when it comes to Eastern, then the kind of accents are different. Is that what you're saying? So, well, so for example, New York accent is considered to be the Eastern accent, right? So New York accent is different from the California accent, right? So I heard like back then, so they did an interview with Jackie Chan. I remember Jackie Chan had an interview, and somehow in Jackie Chan said something like they asked him to play a New Yorker policeman and he thinks that's impossible because there's no way for him to pick up a very decent New York accent. And somehow he said that the way you say New York in a very New York accent is like New York, something like York, something like that. Yeah, I don't really know about it because he copied this accent. Well, some people are really talented in just learning new languages and like just copying new like different accents. Here in China, we have so many different accents as well. And like some people, they could just copy all sorts of accents, and that is just amazing. 今天不说春夏恋爱气象台的话题了吗？哈哈，不说了，结束了。你看一下，它上面已经没有这个了。之前不是它那个上面有一个什么春夏恋爱气象站的这个吗？不是你，但是丽贝卡，如果你想要讨论这个话题的话，我们也可以讨论的，没问题。对，反正每天的话就是比较随性啊，一开始有做一些准备，但是我发现后来我自己准备的话题，每一次一聊都没人来，所以还是比较随性吧，大家想聊啥就聊啥。对啊，你有什么想聊的，你就直接在评论区里面发呗。我昨天看到了有一个博主叫陶白白啊，好像很有名的是一个讲星座的博主。I was saying like I was watching live stream yesterday, like just randomly, because now I'm doing live stream, right? So it's really important for me to just watch how other people do their live stream and learn from them, right? So somehow yesterday I was watching live stream and I was watching this guy called Tao Bai Bai in Chinese, okay? And then he's a very famous horoscope kind of live streamer. And so he was like an expert when it comes to horoscope. He's able to say so much about like, oh, what happens to this horoscope? Oh, okay, what happens to Leo? What happens to Cancer? Oh, whether Cancer matches with Leo, something like that. Okay, so somehow when he starts to live stream, there are lots of girls just coming to his live stream and connect with him. Okay, so he basically did one thing, which is just open up the mic to connect with people who wanted to talk to him. And then so there are lots of girls just in here to ask him about his opinion on their love problems. So I actually stopped a little bit. To be honest, like for girls, like it is a very good somehow like girls naturally just like to hear about other girls kind of love stories, or what kind of jana, right, douchebags they have met, and also what kind of the things they are worrying about. And somehow, so I remember yesterday when I was in his live stream room, he has over 7,000 people online at the same time. That's definitely amazing. And also, like, there is a girl connecting with him and asking his opinion. So somehow the girl was basically saying that she was currently she was previously dating a guy. And somehow the guy, they were having like long distance. Somehow that's why the guy did not like her and did not want to continue to date with her. And she was like really struggling with it, and she was, because that was her very first relationship. And so like even though they were discussing about that, but in the comments area there are plenty of people basically just asking, hey, what about, does Taurus match with Cancer? Does Capricorn match with Leo? Just there are all sorts of questions like that. It was like so funny. Yeah. 真流利哈 fancy guy 啊，你很 fancy 吗 fancy guy? Yeah, I have some stories related to that. What do you mean? Like you have some stories about long distance relationship like this girl, or you have some stories about you being a live streamer and somehow there are girls in your live stream to talk to you about their personal relationship problems. What are you talking about? Yeah, hi. Yeah. It's a good thing. And pieces not Cancer, don't like Leo. Oh my god, you're so specific. You're so specific. Like, oh, what kind of horoscope you like? What are the horoscopes that you don't like? Yeah. Well, so I don't think like overall speaking, even though horoscope, like, so for example, for certain horoscopes, they do have some common traits, but overall speaking, like every person is an individual, a very fancy and quite fantastic fancy. You're so funny. You're so funny. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're fancy. Yeah, the fact that you're so confident to say that you yourself are very fancy and quite fantastic is already pretty fancy and pretty fantastic. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I like confident people. Yeah, because I myself consider myself to be a very confident person, and I am very confident. Yeah, I can write a book, I think. Oh, really? Then share with us in the comment your story, okay? It's okay. Like I already got you your profile photo, so you can just write. So even though there are words limit in the comment area, but you can just keep on writing it, okay? I'll just make sure that I catch your comment. So curious to know about your story, okay? 异地恋很难的，我在大学谈了4年，后来他去了杭州就分了。对，大部分的异地恋到最后其实都是不行的。Majority of the long distance did not end up very well. Yeah. So to be honest, like me and my husband, we were also long distance relationship. It was like really, really tough. Really, really tough. Like a lot of times, we just like broke up, went back together, broke up, went back together, because like long distance, you just have to have like strong faith in each other, strong faith in this relationship, and also big trust to each other, right? And also, a lot of communication. It was not like you guys get to see each other every day, right? So like you guys may have the same feeling. A lot of the things, lots of the misunderstandings, if they are discussed face in face, then all cleared, right? All cleared. It's like a lot easier somehow. If it's not face to face, it's like on the phone, even it's a video phone, somehow it's not easy to be explained, right? So like long distance is not so easy. And I think there is some research that has or there's some survey, not research, there is some survey that shows that majority of the long distance did not end up very well, yeah. So the fact that we were able to overcome all the obstacles and be together after having long distance relationship for quite a long time was pretty amazing, and we were finally able to be together. So that's why we do treasure each other a lot, treasure this relationship. 现在跟我老公是周末夫妻。为啥啊？你老公现在也是在，就是周一到周五在其他城市是吗？然后周末在一起是吗？周末夫妻. How many people of you guys can accept like weekend couples? Like for example, you guys cannot see each other from Monday to Friday, where your other half will need to work in another city, another place, and you guys can only meet on weekends. How many you guys could accept it? Yeah. 有多少人可以接受周末夫妻啊？就是周一到周五在其他地方，然后周六周日才能见面的。At some point you have to make plans to meet each other. Yeah, I know. So, but I mean, like, so I remember back then for us, it was like COVID was a huge thing, right? No way. Lane was like, no way. I do not accept that at all. Lane, I like it. I like it. Yeah. To be honest, like, I also feel like it's better to not be a weekend couple. So I'd be very happy to see my husband every single day. Yes. Yes, especially as I've aged, Patty. Yeah, yes, especially when you have like a lot of other family members around you, right? Maybe you could have like grandkids, your daughters, your sons, like, right? Yeah, I'm pretty much like Lynn, right? Unless like there are like big business opportunities or big job opportunities pops up that will, well, somehow like we just have to do it. Otherwise, like I wouldn't voluntarily just choose to have a weekend relationship, just like Lynn. Like I don't really like that. Yeah. Yeah. I can accept the 3 months couple of a year. 今天鼻子又开始痒了，今天又开始过敏了。I was saying like my nose is becoming allergic again. Like it's pretty itchy today. What do you mean by I can accept the 3 months couple of a year? No talk. What do you mean? So, okay, a year has 12 months. So you're saying that you can accept like 3 months couple and you're gonna be able to have like four couples. So like every quarter you just have one man to be by your side so that you can taste like four different men that taste the life with four different men's every every season. Oh, spring, this is my spring husband, and this is my summer husband, this is my fall husband, and that is my winter husband. No dog, is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? 每周见变成每月见变成不想见。哎呦，我是小弟，哎呀，这个听上去好 sad 呀，好 sad。先是从每月见，然后之后就变成不想见了。Oh, that is so sad, little D. Yeah，应该是本来是每周见，变成每天见，之后变成每小时都想见，这个才是对的嘛。little D，好吧。祝你早日，我们的小弟呀、祝你早日找到你的这个心月之人。能够从每周见变成每天见，变成每小时都想见，每分钟都想见。OK，Yeah，这个是做什么的？这个是做什么的？Yeah，I found the best place is dating sites. That's how I met my wife in China. What dating sites? What dating sites 啊？介绍对象，就是随便瞎聊吧。看看那个，当然了，如果你想要介绍 NNNM，如果你想要介绍对象的话，也可以啊。这个直播间里面超多老外的。也有很多这个中国人，所以你要是想要我帮你介绍对象，也不是不可以，也不是不可以。Yeah, just like myself, my hubby is not with me every day. Oh, really? Four husbands could work. Four husbands could work. Yeah. 周末夫妻给我不好的联想，随风给了你啥联想？给了你啥联想？来说说看，我们来八卦一下中年夫妻的现状。We only stayed together for almost 3 months every year. Oh, really? No talk? Wait, but what about the rest of the time? Well, after raising this topic, I noticed so many of you guys are having like long distance relationship, right? You guys don't spend time together like every single day. Like my dad and mom, they just throughout my entire grow up, my childhood, basically, I think they don't have like any long distance relationship. But I feel like it would be better from some time to time that they have some long distance relationship, because both of them their personalities are pretty aggressive. So when they stay together for a pretty long time, somehow they would just start to argue with each other. So like maybe like from time to time they just got separated and come back together. It will be a lot better. So 小别胜新欢嘛，相见真如不见，多情总似无情。哇塞，你都开始写诗了，fancy guy，真 fancy。帮我介绍一个欧美的，你是男的女的？我看一下，NM，NM，你是男的女的？我都不知道你是男的女的。你看，Asian dating，嗯，哦，你是女孩子是吗？我喜欢183以上，体重230以上。啥鬼啊？你那个叫什么来着？我看了你的 profile，你是个男的，然后你还是49岁以上的，你这明显在调侃我嘛？不理你了。He has to work in other place. Yeah, uh-huh, I see. I see. Okay, yeah. Why I cannot read lots of comments in here? I'm not so sure. Then something happens to you. 你今晚看上去非常优雅，谢谢 One Love. Thank you, One Love. Yeah, yeah, I also think so. Yeah. Well, I didn't realize there are so many friends that are having this long distance relationship nowadays. Well, maybe because like your other half is working in some other cities, so that's why like you just had to accept the fact that you guys needs to face like long distance relationship, right? So, but I'm asking like for those of you guys, if you have kids, like does it become better? Like say for example, if you have kids, oh my god, my nose is so itchy, so getting allergic today. 啊，抱歉啊，我今天这个鼻子又有点痒，又有一点那个过敏啊，这鼻子好痒啊。Yeah. Well, I think I like this channel. Thank you, my friend. Yeah, many couples divorced during the pandemic because they can't stand being together. Oh, yeah, that is also true, right? Well, that is also true. So it was well, there were like a lot of stories like that during pandemic, right? So during pandemic, there were stories. There were like so many stories. If you guys hear about those like funny stories, you could also share the story in the comment area. Okay. So here in China, like so many interesting stories happened. So for example, there were some people just basically share some happy ending love stories. Like for example, a girl was basically just spending they had a date, right? And somehow because all the restaurants were closed, so that's why the girl would just go to the guy's home to have a dinner as a date. Okay, so they didn't intend to do anything else, basically just have a dinner. And somehow, the kind of neighborhood the guy lives in got locked down, so somehow the girl has to live inside the guy's home even though it was only their first date. They have to spend time together for like 1 month or 2 months. And afterwards, they just got married after the pandemic because spending time every single day, compulsorily forced to spend every single day, it was like so funny. Yeah, it was so funny, and was it was not like on it was not on the plan, but somehow it's like designed by the fate, by the god, right? So somehow they have to spend 1 month, 3 months together, and somehow after that they decided to get married. And they were also the kind of story that just couples like who said let me see who said like who said it, forgot. Yeah, I forgot. Anyhow, yeah. So someone just like someone said, some friend said that, right? Just two couples because of the pandemic, they have to spend every single day, every moment, every minute together. And somehow they just couldn't tolerate each other. Yeah, James said, right? So they just couldn't tolerate each other. And somehow, like after the lock is unlocked, they immediately went to the marriage bureau to get a divorce. And that also is pretty funny. And also there are stories like so the couple is already divorced. Okay, they already divorced, and somehow the lady just went back to, for example, the wife, the husband just went back to the wife's home to pack things, to pack all the things to move out, right? And somehow during the packing they were locked up. And then they have to spend another 2 months 3 months together. And somehow, maybe because one of them do not want the divorce and somehow started to change, and during the 2 months or 3 months, and they behaved, the person who did not want divorce like did a pretty good job, and somehow eventually after the lockdown, so they went back to the marriage bureau to get remarried. There were lots of interesting stories like that, and there were also some interesting stories which is I remember a story which is so husband and wives, right, just staying at home. That this one is like particularly fun. Okay, 这个故事比较有趣。So husband and wives, so they were just like locked down at their home, right? And somehow there were some like medical people just started to knock the door of the couple's home and said like, hey, is a blah 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 the husband's name. Okay, the husband's name is, let's say, Mike. Okay, is Mike at home? We need to check with Mike. And somehow they say like, oh, Mike, are you did you just see Mary like 3 days ago? Because it was all locked down, and somehow the wife was like, no, like he's always in here, there's no way he's able to meet someone else, right? It was locked down. There was only one time when he went downstairs was to do this what the test, the test is called, what the test to test whether you have COVID. What's it called? 核酸检测是吗？核酸检测英文怎么讲？The kind of test, you guys know it. The kind of test like to put this what I call condom stick swab. Yeah, yeah, no swab, right? To do those no swab test, right? And then somehow, somehow like my wife like the wife said that, okay, that's the only time he went out. He didn't really go anywhere else. Like, how is it possible for him to meet Mary? And somehow, like the medical people, like, the thing is that we have checked the video, the CCTV, that we saw him went to Mary's home, and Mary now has got COVID, and we saw Mike went to Mary's home, so somehow they live in the same neighborhood, and somehow we saw CCTV camera, and we saw Mike has been to Mary's home, and somehow they hugged each other at the door, and then Mike also went into Mary's home and only came out like half an hour later, and then somehow the wife was like starting to beat the husband. So that was also pretty funny, because by that is how she was able to catch her husband cheating on her. And then, oh my god, yeah, that was such a funny story. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, somehow that story was quite famous, right? I remember back then I saw what happened there. Basically what happened is like the medical person. So what happened is that if someone is like got COVID, anyone who has had any contact with this person for the past how many days must be locked down as well, like must be sent to like a camp to be treated together or to be quarantined together, something like that. So that's why, like, whenever they discovered someone who has diagnosis to have COVID back then during the lockdown, then they would check the CCTV to make sure that nobody has entered her room. If there is someone who has entered her room, then, oh yeah, right, then they have to lock down this person as well, quarantine this person as well, right? So basically what happened is that they just went to Mike's home, and then somehow the wife is there, and they was checking with Mike, and somehow at the very beginning it was like very interesting. 神奇大象 art gallery 不是香蕉人，因为大家总是很喜欢起各种各样的绰号哈。他们说好像在那个东南亚，如果是一个这个我们这边不是叫什么 ABC BBC 嘛，他们如果是东南亚的什么什么ABA 嘛，对吧？American born Southeast Asian，比如说是这样的，他们叫山竹人，或者还有就是那个山竹人，因为肤色偏黑嘛，然后还有就是那个外黑里白，然后还有就是那个南美洲的人，他们叫椰子人 （coconut）。不是香蕉人哈，土生土长中国人，但是你把我认作香蕉人，就表明你觉得英文讲得很好，所以 that's the whole purpose why you need to follow me, okay? That's why you need to follow me, okay? Guys, follow me please if you haven't done so, okay? Follow me please if you haven't done so. 啊，今天又忘了，每天都忘这个事儿。Okay, and also for those of you who hasn't joined, so for those of you who haven't joined my followers group, here's my followers group in here, okay? Here's my followers group in here. 哎呀，我这个鼻子太痒了，抱歉一下哈，我要稍微处理一下这个鼻子。啊，鼻子太痒了。Yeah，之前有人说 people ask me like, hey, why do you want to just why are you always touching your nose? It's because you're lying. No, it's like I have this allergic problems. Like from time to time, I would just oh my god, it's just become like so itchy. Like I just want to scratch it all the time. Yeah, so So that's why, like, one way of solving it is just put some, you know, some water on a napkin and just put on top of it for a while. Okay, so sorry guys about that, about it, but because I'm having this allergic problem, so that's why I have to put it this thing on it for a while. Otherwise, it's gonna be so itchy. Okay, we're just gonna keep talking like this. I hope it's fine. Sorry about it. Yeah. And for those of you who haven't followed me, don't forget to follow me. Yeah, it's okay, no problem. Haha. Sorry guys 啊，好了，这样说话有点难哈，但是这个一会儿就好了，一会儿就好了。Yeah, it's cool, right? Maybe after a while it will be okay. Yeah, after a while it will be okay. So let's have it stay on. I probably will have to have it stay on for 15 minutes. What time is it now? Oh, it's okay till 8:30. Yeah. Well, let's try. 5 minutes later, if it's okay, I'll just remove it. If it's not okay, then we'll have to stay it on, put it on for like 15 minutes till 8:30. Usually after 15 minutes, it will be all okay. You should continue to brush along meridian. Thank you, Power. Yeah, that's right. Maybe yes. Yeah, you look like Rocky. Oh yeah. The problem is that whenever I start talking, it'll just keep falling down. Yeah, but it's okay. I'll just press on it. Yeah, just press on it. Oh, hey, what happened, Antonio? Just take a guess, okay? For those new joiners, okay, old joiners in here, just don't say anything, okay? For any new joiners in here, just take a guess what's going on here. Yeah, what's going on in here? Yeah. You should continue to brush your don't scratch. Yeah, the problem is that if I just don't put this on, I'll just keep on scratching it. I think, the reason why this works is because, by just putting some water onto it, it just cools down the nose. It cools down the nose. Yeah. Yeah, 是不是有螨虫啊？我也不知道。I got plastic surgery? No, it's not plastic surgery. 我也在想是不是有螨虫啊，但是就是很痒，真的是有点讨厌，很痒。I guess, you had a fight yesterday. Yeah, somebody punched me in the face. That's why I'm having it now. 哦哟，真的太搞笑了！我觉得真的互联网的流量密码原来是这么玩的。我一带这个东西，这个直播间的在线人数就往上走了。It was so funny that since I put this on, like the number of people online increased significantly. Significantly. Yeah, I think increased by around 10%. Maybe it is seasonal or allergic. Yeah, I think so. I think so. Yeah, so 用茶树油去螨虫。哦，OK，茶树油可以驱螨虫的是吗？我也不知道是螨虫还是什么，就是反正就是很痒。Yeah, so I seriously don't know why. Like from time to time, especially during spring, like my nose, it's like the outside of this nose just got so itchy, and the moment I start to scratch it, and somehow I just couldn't stop it. Like the more I scratch it, it's actually like becomes itchier. Yeah, 我以为你要转行演京剧呢，笑死，哈哈，那就天天改变形象。我觉得它是需要有一些夸张的元素在里边的，如果只是换一套衣服不行。你看今天得贴一个这个东西，今天贴一个这个好，明天贴个创可贴，后天戴个面具哈，天天变一个。And you can wash your nose every morning and night with some medicine. Yeah, I did it. I do have a very special kind of like a nasal cleanser kind of thing like that. So like you would just put water inside one nose hole and the water will come out from the other nose hole, something like that. Yeah. 我进来好多次了，每次都觉得你特别面熟，是不是在加拿大见过？有可能啊，有可能啊，有可能啊。令狐冲一冲，真的有可能。但是想想不对，我是好多年前毕业的，令狐冲一冲，我也是好多年前毕业的，所以真的有可能。你哪一年毕业的？我看一下，哪一年毕业？你是哪一年进大学？哪一年那个出大学的？我看一下。The patching your nose highlights your eyebrows. But my eyebrows is never good because my eyebrows, like every morning, whenever I start to draw my eyebrows, I just feel like I'm not doing a great job. 嗯哼，我98年毕业的哦，那我们是没见过，那绝对没见过了。I'm sorry that we haven't really met. Okay, stop touching it. No, I have to touch it because it will just keeps falling down. So I have to touch it, but it's like better to make sure that every part of the nose is soaked in water. So I have to just touch it. Yeah. Yeah. 嗯哼。Yeah，那应该是没见过，有可能你作为校友回来的时候见过我，那是有可能的。Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, somehow like yeah, I feel like spring is also I start to have this problem, this special problem called 湿疹. How do you say 湿疹？多喝水，好，谢谢你啊，提醒我喝水。How do you say 湿疹？Does anyone know how to say 湿疹啊？ 湿疹英文怎么讲？妮妮，带了这个还像妮妮吗？My friend. Hello, can you speak English or German? Ah, yeah, sure. So I was asking people like how to say something in English, which is 湿疹, sinus infection, measles, measles. 我来查一下. Okay, let me check it. Let me check it. How to say it? Yeah, how to say it? But I'm turning this phone on. Yeah, different people are giving me different answers, but basically, this like this thing. Well, different people are telling me different words for it. So I'm gonna. Oh, okay. So a lot of people are saying it's called eczema, 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 eczema. Is it called eczema? Yeah. So like eczema. So I'm having this eczema problem in here. Like it's like this very itchy, allergic eczema. Okay, so it looks like eczema is the right word. Like majority of people are saying eczema. Yeah, so that's the problem. So I also have the kind of problem as well. Yeah, eczema, eczema. Oh, okay, so it's called eczema. Okay, thank you, my friend. Patty. Eczema is a fungus infection. Yes and no. I am not so sure about if it's. Oh, I don't think it's not fungus infection. Eczema. Well, eczema, eczema, eczema. Okay, eczema, eczema. Right. According to the pronunciation table, it should be pronounced as eczema. Right? Am I right? Am I right about it? Am I right about it? Yeah, that's it. Okay. Okay. Great. Thank you. Okay. For those of you who are new in here, don't forget to follow me. Okay. Don't forget to follow me. So. Okay, for those of you in here, if you want to see how do I look without this white thing, just follow me and just keep staying in it. 体质问题，对的，我觉得是体质问题，对的。然后一是天气太潮湿，if the weather is like too wet, too humid, then you will be very likely to have this thing, and also like you have a weaker immune system. It's more related to immune system. This triclotrimazole cream. Yes, I do have I'm actually applying some cream now in here. But the problem with that is never about using what kind of cream. It's more about your immune system. And like according to the traditional Chinese medicine, it's more about like whether you have like too much dampness in your body. You have to remove the dampness. You have to increase the immune system's ability to fight against the external world's dampness, something like that, in order to have this problem relieved. Yeah. Yeah, well, drink immune system boosters. There are plenty. Yeah, I am. So that's why I'm eating like vitamin D3. So that is good for immune system, and also like multivitamin pills. So these are all good for immune system. So I'm doing all of that. Yeah, 湿疹这个问题是，尤其是在那个 and also relates to emotion. Yeah, I think that also relates to emotion. So, for example, if you have a lot of pressure, you also are very likely to have it. 多涂点油性润肤乳，对，是的，是的。雨多多，我记得我以前在香港长湿疹的时候，医生就这么讲的。I remember back then in Hong Kong during COVID, right? And I was locked up in my apartment. And you guys know that I am an extrovert person, so that's why like I really hate to just stay at home all the time. So as before COVID, I was never so sure whether I am an extrovert or I'm an introvert, because there are times I just feel so tired, just want to stay at home and spend the day with just myself, right? But after COVID, I am 100% sure that I am an extrovert. Like I just want to go outside and meet people. Because if you put me, okay, let's try. Okay, 我把这个拿下来试试看哈，试试看这个鼻子能不能就不痒了。Okay, okay, I'm gonna take it down and have a try to see if it's just stop becoming itchy. If it's not, then I'll just have to put it back. Yeah, 应该不是鼻，好像还是不太行。Oh, no, still not working. Okay, still like very itchy. I have to just keep on putting it back. Oh my god. And 这个 Anita Manbong, okay. Can you just not come to my live stream? Like every time it's pretty annoying. Like I have to kick you out from time to time. 啊，这哥们儿这样子禁言他吧。哦，这个男的真的太烦了，就每次来就开始骂人，真的是。I don't know why. Like, is that what you do? Okay, I have already like I have something to say to you. I mean, like, is that what you do to every live streamer? That you basically just come to everyone's live stream and just say something F your mother or something like that? I mean, why do you want to do that? Like, are you having some mental health issues? Then go to see some psychologist, doctors. Like, why are you just in here to contaminate different live stream rooms, audience, right? This is a very friendly, very, very extremely friendly live stream room, and everyone in here are like super polite and super friendly. If you're not having a good mood, if you're not happy, just go to some other places. Just don't come in here. Like, it's pretty annoying. Like, every day I have to just block you or have to just kick you out. That's pretty annoying. Yeah. 每天都能听到这口英文赚翻了哈，Tony 是不是？所以啊，你要开始给我点赞，好不好？点赞，都已经免费成这样了，都得免费成这样了，大家得多少帮忙付出一点，OK？都免费成这样了，多少得那个付出一点呀。Yesterday he bothered 阿树，OK？啊，是的，真超讨厌。阿树跟我有些时候也，阿树 would also complain with me like from time to time that she would also meet those kind of very annoying people come in here. Who's that bad person? Yeah, there's this bad person, but I just blocked him. Yeah, I blocked him, so that's fine. Yeah. Like your earring, thank you, my friend. Like a lot of people really like this earring. Yeah, so that's why I'm putting it on every single day almost. And and it goes very well with pretty like all kinds of clothes, right? So I change different kinds of clothes from time to time, but somehow still find to wear this pair of earrings. Somehow it just goes very well with all sorts of outfits. So if anyone of you are interested in purchasing it, you could just visit my Retinol shop, my curation. 我的小清单可以在小红书上面小清单去看一看哈。Or you could also just go to my bio just to visit my standalone website. Yeah, my own website. Yeah. Anyway, to permanently ban him, no, I don't think I can. So you could only ban him. So there's another guy who's a Chinese, okay? I think this guy may be an American or something. Like he would just constantly come in and say something not nice. And somehow there's also another Chinese guy. Like previously, he would just constantly come in. Every time he comes in, he just said like, "Oh, you again," and something and starts to just attack me. And I have like just block him. And the very second that he appeared again. So every time just have to block him, block him, block him. So unlike TikTok, they have this feature that you could just block this person permanently and like not so sure like in even on TikTok I cannot block someone permanently. I don't think we can do that. And we can only block him for this live stream, but the very next day if they come back again, we just have to do it again. Yeah. So yeah. Are you selling the necklace too? It's immediately hard to see from this distance. Yes, this is also available for sale. You can just but I need to check if we have listed this item. This is definitely available to sell. Like yeah, but I have to check on if we have put it onto the website to the shop. Yeah, but this is definitely available to sell. Yeah, it's beautiful, right, my friend? Yeah. 啊，你的鼻子怎么了？你猜一下。Yeah, we can also report him. Yeah, yeah. So guys, if you see anyone who's being unfriendly in here, just report this person, okay? Just report, feel free to report any person who's not so friendly in here. Yeah. Oh, this is a really polite crowd. I really like my people in here. Yeah. What if you just ignore him like he doesn't exist? Eventually he'll feel stupid, no and null and leave. Yes, you're right, but I mean, like, so something like one thing those kind of people would do is they would just keep bombing your comment, okay? Keep bombing your comment. You could just ignore them. But somehow, like, if those are the kind of people who would just keep bombing, so this person would do one thing, you know? So instead, writing a very full sentence, like he just typed like F your mother in the comment area, but he did something like F the entire word F, right? And as in the first comment, and the second comment is your, and the third comment is mom. Like he did everything. So that's why, like, what happened later on is throughout the entire comment area, I could only see his comments. And every comment he said is something like not nice. Yeah. 啊，人说英文关你什么事儿？都是网友，别占有欲太大。怎么了？妈妈说了啥？我来看看。是在师傅吗？哦，妈妈说了不许说英文，中国用不到英文。OK，我来看一下，这位妈妈是个男的女的？这位妈妈是个男的。嗯，OK。You know what is so interesting? Like for Chinese people, it's usually a lot of the males, a lot of the guys who would come to the live stream and say something that as like, "Don't speak English, like speak Chinese only." Here in China, we only use Chinese. something like that. Like they are not friendly to people who speaks like English here in the live stream room. So yeah, she also met people like that. So she was complaining with me, and I just showed her my way of replying to those people. So I'm gonna first of all say it in Chinese, okay? Yeah，我要先跟这个叫妈妈的这个朋友来讲一下哈，就是首先第一点，我们用一个非常这个逻辑的、很有逻辑缜密的方式来去回答他。首先第一点，我们每个人都是一个独立的个体，每个人都有权利去选择他想要做的事情和他想要的人生。Okay, I'm gonna say everything in Chinese and translate that into English simultaneously. Okay, I was saying that first of all to reply to the person who said that I should only speak English, Chinese, not English here, because in China everyone just use Chinese. The answer to that is first of all, everyone is an independent person and everyone can choose to do whatever he or she wants. Okay, if I want to speak English, I want to speak Chinese, that is my free will. And you do not have this right to tell me what are the things that I can do, what I cannot do, what I am allowed to do, what I'm not allowed to. 你没有任何的权利来去规定我做什么，不做什么。你说什么你许做什么，不许做什么，这个事情是没有用的。Unless I'm doing something that is against the law, then I'm not allowed to do it. If I'm doing everything that doesn't go against the law, then I am a free person. I can do whatever I want to. Okay. So I can do things like speaking English in the live stream. That is my free will and I will do it. Okay. So that's the first thing. And the second thing I will say is that here, even though we're in China, but somehow China does encourage people here to learn English. Okay. 你说在中国不讲英文，这个也是非常错误的。事实上，中国是非常鼓励每一个人学英文的。Otherwise, like, why would our college entrance examination have English as one of the key subjects? OK，不然为什么高考的英文的分数占比会要这么大？那是因为这个国家鼓励能够学习并且能够使用很流利讲英文的人才。The reason why we have English as one of the key subjects in our college entrance examination is because this country feels important that it has lots of talents who are able to speak and able to understand, able to use English very fluently. Okay? Yeah, so that's the second reason. Okay? 第三点我要讲的是，在这个直播间里边有来自全球各地五湖四海的朋友，他们是不懂得英文的。我觉得作为一个有一定的眼界的，如果你有见过这个世界的话，你应该是有一个心胸，作为一个比较心胸宽广的人，你应该能够接受的一件事情，就是更好的去跟来自于全球五湖四海各个地方的人进来一起交流，对不对？I was saying that if you are an open-minded person, then you should really accept the fact that this live stream room has so many people from around the world, and using English is the best way to connect people from everywhere. Okay? 只有好好的讲英文，才能够更好的与全球世界各个地方的人来进行连接。And you're saying that you're a Chinese, the fact you're a Chinese, if you're really a Chinese, you really love this country, you're really that patriotic, the fact that you can speak English very well and using the kind of language other people can understand, using that language to start to introduce your own country, your beloved country, that is considered to be one way to show the love for your country. Okay? 如果你真的就觉得说啊，你爱中国爱到不行了，你爱这个国家爱到不行了，你真的非常非常的爱国，那么你能够很好的使用英文，用一个外国友人能够听懂的语言来介绍中国，这本身也应该是属于一个爱国的一个行为，对不对？Yeah. So I have said so much about it. Yeah, there's another troll. Yeah, I saw this person. I'm gonna block this person. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Somehow. Yeah. I report the report was English. Yeah. Yeah，英语只是一种技能，语言只是一种技能出国也是为了看各种各样的文化。Exactly, that is so well said. That is so well said. English is a language, right? It's a language. Like English is a language, French is a language, like any other kind of language is just a language. And then I mean, like you're just using the language. The reason why we have language is because you want to communicate with others, like communicate with the outside world, right? That's the whole purpose of using language, right? 哎呀，拿下来看看能不能行哈。今天真的是有点痒了，有点过分，实在是忍不了了。 Yeah, I just removed it to see if it's not gonna be itchy anymore. Yeah，吓一跳，啥意思啊？把这个纸拿下来一吓一跳，还是什么？纸放上去的时候吓一跳？Yeah，下来了以后发现这个鼻子还挺挺的哈。Yeah, I was saying like once I remove this napkin, somehow I feel like this nose is quite good looking. Yeah，你直播主要讲什么？基本上天南地北聊。要看的。A lot of times, some people are asking me, what's the main purpose of the major topics of this live stream? Just so you know, there are like plenty of people in the live stream room. Usually people from literally everywhere around the globe. So that's why like we usually would do lots of comparison between East and West, and also we would start to share lots of the knowledge. Like people want to know about China, and we want to know about the outside world. That's like that, right? But nowadays it's more like a chit chat. So whatever people feel like talking about, then I would just talk about it. Yeah, yeah. It means that Red Note promoting your live stream room to more people. Yeah, I know, no talk. Yeah, that is pretty good. Yeah. So yeah, so guys, follow me please if you haven't done so. Okay, follow me please if you haven't done so. And just so you know, for people who are new in here, join this followers club in here. Okay, join followers club in here. 可以加一下我的这个主播群呀。带货吗？其实没带货，没带货，不敢带货。我现在就是还没研究清楚这个带货的套路，怕一带货流量就掉的不行了，所以不敢带货。Yeah，但是我有我自己的品牌，我也是做 jewelry 的，所以 yeah，I do have my own personal brand. So people are asking me if I'm selling anything. Well, majority of the time, not selling anything. But if you guys are interested in what I'm doing, so one of the startup I'm doing right now is my own startup selling my own personal jewelry brand. So for example, if you think this is a beautiful earrings and beautiful necklace, just go visit my shop. Okay. So people for people on Red Note, just go check my curation. 我的小清单，OK，去看一下我的小清单。So there are a lot of products there, so that's why like you have it. You'll be able to find this earrings, yeah. So that's where you're able to see it and purchase it. OK, yeah，我英文直播被官方警告，那你就不要理他就好了。Necklaces. Oh, you guys like this necklace? Lots of people said that you like this necklace. Yeah, this is a very unique designed necklace. Yeah, so it's like it's like irregular patterns. It's not like the normal patterns. It's a pretty irregular pattern, so it's like really unique. I don't see it anywhere else. Yeah. 出来之前还是美英来伦敦生活几年，变成英英改不回去怎么办？那就别改回去啊，英英多好啊。Caldo, well, like Caldo, just so you know, like I had like British accent before, and somehow I just, switched to American accent now. So before I was because I studied in London before, and also when I grow up, I studied, I think, like Oxford kind of textbook, English textbook. So that's why the kind of accent I picked up when I was little was like British accent. And somehow like a lot of people were like very jealous that I was able to speak pretty good like London accent and British accent, and they were all saying that, oh, you know what, nowadays it's so rare to hear people speaking really good like British accent, and the fact you're able to speak quite good British accent, that is fantastic. And somehow later on what happens to me is like I started working in an American firm and also started to watch American dramas, and somehow I was just exposed to a very American accent kind of environment. I also consider myself to have this talent of learning um new language. So that's why like I was able to pick up American accent very fast. And somehow also the problem with people is that like the older you get, somehow your ability to learn new language or new accent. Oh, 不行，我要附上去。Sorry guys, I have to put it back on because it becomes itchy again. Oh my god. This is the problem is so severe today. Yeah. So like somehow like when yeah, the problem is that when you become like older, it's just harder. Somehow like the brain starts to deteriorate. The part of your brain that helps you to learn a new language just somehow deteriorates. Like I once I learned to speak like American accent, nowadays it's so hard for me to switch back to the British accent. Well, I could just speak something in British, but I just couldn't just really get the British accent as before. So 英吞音比较严重。对的，而且英国人说话可快，我身边中国朋友就会学我的英音就很烦啊，不要理他们了。A bottle of water, right? A bottle of water, a bottle of water, a bottle of water. They just like swallow all the tea. Sounds like a bottle of water. Yeah, it's quite hard. I couldn't really do it very well nowadays, but I still remember, like, for example, of course, right? Of course, that is of course, something like that, right? Yeah. I used to have like really strong British accent. And somehow, like, you do have to be very mindful of all the pronunciation when you speak British accent. Compared to American accent, like American accent is more relaxing, but British accent, like you have to really all the time. Yeah. But somehow British accent is pretty nice to hear. Yeah. If you turn to Manglish and Singlish, what do you mean by Manglish? What is Manglish? R 不发音，yeah，所有的 R 不发音，yeah。British accent seems a bit more sing songy in a way. What is sing songy? I absolutely agree. The older I get, the harder it is to learn a language. Yeah. So for people like for babies, they're like extremely fast of learning languages, right? So for example, for some babies, if they are exposed in a multi-language families, for example, they were mixed, right? They're mixed. The dad is from one country, able to speak one language, and the mom is from another country, speak another language, then somehow the kids, the baby, are able to just pick up multiple languages at the same time. And also, you just throw a kid to a new environment, right? So both the parents are only able to speak English and Chinese. Somehow, the baby was born in Germany and went to a German kindergarten, and very soon the baby would just pick up like German very soon. It's let's hit 10,000 likes. Yeah, guys, keep on tapping the screen to sending likes. Keep on tapping the screen to sending likes, and let's reach 10,000 likes. Okay. Well, actually, it's 15,000 likes. Right there, it's 15 already, 13.7 thousand likes. So I like it. Yeah. 哈哈 c a l d o 可以教我英音吗 c a l d o 你教一下 Christy 小 C 英音吧。英音真是挺难的，我觉得英音有点难，英音没有美音好学。Yeah. I seriously think like I feel like British accent is harder to learn than American accent. Yeah. 啊，再试一下吧。啊，每过一段时间把它拿下来一会儿，然后再来弄吧。Okay. Yeah. Malaysian and Singapore English. Oh, that is the worst. Well, as a matter of fact, that is the worst. Like I seriously cannot really. So there are so many different accents. The worst accent, the kind of accent I like least, like really dislike most, is the Singaporean accent. Well, I think that is the kind of accent. So that's the reason why that if I back then I really couldn't really date a Singaporean person that can only speak in English. Okay, I could date a Singaporean person who can speak Chinese, like can talk to me in Chinese. Like if I date a Singaporean person who's speaking Singaporean English only, no matter how handsome this person is, that I just couldn't take it because I seriously do not like Singaporean English. The accent, well, even though I hate to say it, right? Accent is just like accent, it's nothing, right? But just like well, as a human being, you just have some like personal favorite and personal not favorite, right? So like Singaporean accent is a little bit hard. Well, not a little bit hard. I feel like it's even harder to understand than Indian accent, especially when you speak it very fast. Like Singaporean accent is extremely hard to understand. And like for me, okay, I feel like Indian accent, like lots of people tease about like Indian accent, right? Indian accent is hard to understand, but somehow, like if you think about like Indian accent, right? It's a little bit. It has like a sense of humor at the same time, right? It's like you're speaking like Indian English, but with Indian accent and Indian gestures, and somehow it has a sense of humor in it. So somehow I'm not so against like Indian accent, and sometimes like I even feel like that is pretty funny. Like I like it. And but like for Singapore, like Singlish, that is not, it does not have the sense of humor because it so sounds so serious, but at the same time, it's like a lot of the sounds are just so different. For example, like when we talk about electric vehicles, right? It should be vehicles, but somehow they would say vehicle. I remember back then when I was working in that investment bank, right? In the morning meeting, every morning we would have this Asia morning meeting. All the colleagues from Hong Kong office and together with people in the Singaporean office together, and some Singaporean colleagues started to share investment idea, which is by investing buying stocks that is EV theme, so electric vehicle theme stocks. So somehow she spent a lot of time sharing why that is considered to be a really good investment idea. Somehow I had no idea what is like vehicle. Like she just kept on saying vehicle. I was like, what is vehicle? And then the moment Like she showed her slide, and I said, "Oh, okay, that is vehicle, electric vehicle." Like, why are you saying it's vehicle, vehicle? And it's like if you say vehicle, then I could still like, oh, okay, so it should be spelled as vehicle. But like the way she pronounced it is like vehicle, vehicle. Like it's so hard to understand. Yeah. So really dislike a Singaporean accent. Yeah. 在伦敦这边，我身边的 mix 很少会说中文，华裔很少会说中文的。是呀，能够理解。所以我现在只会打字，我只会打字，会说不会写啊？啥意思啊？所以我现在只会打字，会说不会写。So, Kaudo, are you saying that as for Chinese nowadays you could only type but you cannot write Chinese？你是这个事情这个意思吗？就你现在只会打字、打拼音、打中文字，不会写中文字。Yeah. But I bet you know what? That's not the only problem you have. I'm pretty sure many Chinese people have that. So nowadays, everyone basically are just using pinyin to type whatever they want to write, right? And laptop or on phone, right? So like for me as well, I have this kind of problem. So I could read and I could also type, right? But somehow like there are from time to time, you ask me to write down, start to write, and all of a sudden my brain just got stuck. Like, what's the right way of writing it? Like I also have this kind of problem. Yeah, so it's not, I don't think it's because of the environment you're in, it's the modern way of communication, okay? Because modern world, like we just talk to each other, like we just communicate with each other using electrical appliances. And somehow these are not, like writing, these are like typing kind of things. And so somehow like here in like for my parents, because they do not learn pinyin very well, so that's why they would use as handwriting, so they still know like how to write many of the words, right? Yeah, so that's one of the so so pinyin is how you type. Yeah, exactly. In mainland China, a majority of people here use pinyin. So pinyin is very much like English. It's like alphabet. Okay, we have A B C D E F G as well in pinyin system. So every like A B C D just has a different pronunciation. So you just combine different pronunciation together, and then once you combine the pronunciation together, then you have the pronunciation of this word, right? Then somehow the kind of word with the very same pronunciation would all pops up, and then you will try to pick the word that you want. Okay, so for example, if you want to select the word, yesterday we said like cha, right? Then you use ABCD, which is CHA. Okay, you use CHA. Okay, CHA is cha, and then you basically just type CHA. Okay, so any word that has a similar pronunciation to CHA, 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 so these words will then just pop out, and then you just pick whatever word you want. And that's our Mandarin pinyin, typing writing system. Yeah. Similar to how a lot of native English speakers can't write cursive anymore. What is cursive? Yeah. Uh-huh. Mm. Okay, so there's someone who's spamming, right? Okay, I'm gonna block. So, well, if you guys feel someone is spamming, what you could do is just to report this person. Okay, yeah. So somehow, like, I couldn't really because I'm actually right now using my laptop to do live stream. So I could do it on Rednote, but I couldn't do it on TikTok to block someone. So that's why, like, if you feel like if you unanimously feel like someone is spamming, so just report this person. Okay, report this person. Somehow like there's nothing I could do on TikTok. I could definitely do it on Rednote to kick someone else or someone out or like block someone, but on TikTok I couldn't do anything. Yeah. Cursive writing is the letters connected together, fancy and formal looking. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I know. So I remember back then I watched those movies, like how they are able to write everything like together in a very beautiful and fancy way, like the ancient like letters, like you just write beautifully. Yeah, and also I remember back then in my senior high school, like also we had this like American foreign teachers come in here to teach our English. She would do one thing, which is just put the paper. So when you write here in China, like the paper is like this, you start to write. And she would do one thing, which is to turn like 45 degrees of the paper and start to write. So everything is like how to say 非常斜的，很斜的，所有的文字都是斜的。So every word she starts to write is how to say this direction, and then looks like prettier. Yeah. My writing is a mix of cursive and print. Oh, you must have a very good, beautiful writing, Desma. You must have beautiful writing. Is it possible, like one day you could just make a post of your writing and I'll check it out? I love to see it. I love to see it. 很高兴认识你. Oh yeah, you add extra s. If you are able to remove the s of the entire sentence, that's the right way of saying it. Okay, that's the right way of saying it. Yeah, I think cursive was a long time ago typing of writing. A long time ago type of writing. Many ignorant people don't know. Yeah, so I think I know what cursive writing is. So let me search it. Like what is cursive writing? And I think that is that must be very beautiful. Yeah, cursive writing. It's considered sloppy here. Why is it considered sloppy here? It's like beautiful. But the problem is that can people really understand cursive writing? Yeah. Like can people understand cursive writing? So like when you write everything together, is it easy to understand? Yeah, I'm curious. Cursive writing. I'm trying to search it to see what exactly does cursive writing to make sure my understanding is right. Cursive writing to make sure my understanding is right. And also, one of the very interesting thing here in China is if you go to see a doctor, okay? If you go to see a doctor and here in China, so back then before, so in doctor, like we do not have a lot of like electronic system, right? We don't have an electronic system, so if we go to see a doctor, we would bring a small book. Oh, that is so beautiful. I'm going to show you guys. So this is cursive writing. Can you guys see it? 看不清楚哈。诶，放大不了。Okay, so this is cursive writing, like quite beautiful, quite beautiful. Yeah. So like back then in China, so when we do not have those advanced electric system, those kind of e-system here in China now, doctor, if you see a doctor, you have to bring a booklet, 一个病历簿哈. Even now, like there are people, still a lot of people doing that. They would bring a white booklet to see the doctor, and the doctor will write down on this book, just write down like what kind of disease this person has and what kind of medicines this person should have, something like that. And they write it so fast, and the kind of doctor's writing is pretty cursive, but in a very ugly kind of cursive. Like there are lots of jokes that you could not understand what's the doctor's handwriting because it's so complicated. Like you do not understand. Like my Chinese friends, do you guys remember? 以前小时候去看医生的时候，医生在病历簿上面写的字根本就看不懂，根本就看不懂，这个写的就特别的花。And I was always very curious, like when I go to see the drugstore, like how are the doctors at drugstore able to understand the handwriting of the doctors and make sure that they gave us the right medicine because it was so hard to understand. Yeah, I am a RX tech. Doctors have the worst writing. Doctors have bad handwriting in USA too. Oh, really? Yeah. We have the exact same joke about messy writing of doctors in the US. Oh, really? You guys have the same joke? Yeah, so here in China, we have this kind of joke, and it's also so nowadays. So when everything is like e-system, right? Everything is e-system, so no longer have like doctors' handwriting. So basically, doctors also needs to type. They would type, and like the patient's information will then be stored in the computer, and also then later on will be printed on his like booklet. Yeah, so that's all. Like doctors no longer need to write anything. Yeah, so that's what's going on right now. But we had this joke back then about, and also there are some like encyclopedia. There were even some encyclopedia, like, oh, so this handwriting means this, oh, that handwriting means that, something like that. It was pretty funny. Okay, yeah, and guys, follow me please if you haven't done so. Okay, follow me please if you haven't done so. Is doctor's interpretation jargon to others? Is that the same in the USA? Okay, so it should be like universal. A universal thing. It's not only the same in the USA, maybe the same in other countries as well. Yeah. Jokes about doctors' bad handwriting crosses cultures. Yeah, exactly. I did not realize that's because I thought it was only the Chinese province because like the Chinese has like too many 笔画, so that's why like doctors have to write extremely fast. So that's why the handwriting became so bad for Chinese doctors. I did not realize that for American doctors, like you guys have the same problems, right? Pharmacists have to take class to read doctor's note. Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of question I have. Like I was like so curious, like how did pharmacist was a how was pharmacist able to understand the doctor's handwriting because it was so hard to read, right? It was like how do you make sure that you read it correctly and you were giving me the right medicine every time was I was just like that, you know? Yeah. But somehow like they also took class and also they say like okay, this writing is means this. I feel like the kind of feeling I have is back then for those doctors, basically I feel like they were just basically drawing, right? Drawing on the booklet，好像在画画一样，画鬼符一样，把这个鬼符画完以后就结束了。Yeah，还挺有意思的。Yeah，it was pretty funny. Yeah, it was pretty funny. Yeah. But what about now, my American friends? Like now, do you guys just do you guys also still have like handwriting, doctors doing handwriting, or doctors nowadays like just like here in China no longer use handwriting, they would just type everything in the laptop and print out everything. Yeah, are they trained for that quick for handwriting? I think so. I think that is trained. So if it's not trained, then how will um if it's not trained, then how will farmers be able to read all of them? So I think like even though the handwriting is really bad, I think maybe behind that there's some logic. Like for example, oh, this like quick writing equals to what, that writing equals to what. So they must have some like table that shows like okay, this writing is means this, that writing means that. So if there is no standard when it comes to writing, then there will be a lot of problems, right, that come out. My doctor office uses transcriptionist to write what doc says. What is transcriptionist? So you mean there transcriptionist is the kind of table, right? The kind of table I'm saying that the table that you have to just read the doctor's writing and just compare that with this kind of table. Is that what you're talking about, my friend? Yeah, my recent prescription have been entirely electronic. Okay, so in the USA, everything is entirely electronic as well, right? Doctors still write out prescriptions on paper, so still have this bad handwriting to write down on paper. Yeah, yeah. It depends on how the patient wants the script. Oh, so the patient want so doctor would ask, oh, do you want me to handwrite it or do you want me to print it out? Is that what you're saying, Desma? But I mean, like, well, if I am the patient, I would definitely would love to have it print out because, like, writing. What if the doctor write it wrong, or like write it too badly that the pharmacist just read it wrong, right? So I feel like it's definitely safer to just have it print out. Yeah, print it out. Yeah, depends. Okay, it will all be AI soon. Wanted. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, given AI. So nowadays they say that well actually AI makes quite accurate diagnosis. So lots of the hospitals in here start to implement lots of the AI machines. Okay. So for example, to diagnose whether a person has lung cancer or have like knots or clots inside their lungs, like one of the thing is just to take an X-ray and ask AI to check whether the person has like a thing. Also there are people saying that you could do it yourself, like for example if you had an x-ray of your like if you just fall and somehow like you have an x-ray to check whether you have like bones broken. So one of the things you could do is after taking the x-ray just feed that x-ray photo to AI, to ChatGPT for example, and just ask ChatGPT to check whether you're having some problems with your bones. And somehow they say that like accuracy level is like higher than human beings diagnosis. Yeah, my doctor doesn't even print mine out, just sends the info to the pharmacy. Oh, okay. That is also considered to be quite efficient. So which means that you just go downstairs to grab your medicine, right? And also like wait, my friend, can you guys tell me that so for your hospitals, do you get your medicine in the hospital or you just need to go out to the drugstore to buy medicine? Like so is it usually like you would get the medicine in the hospital, you have to go somewhere else to buy the medicine? Somehow I just remember, I'm not so familiar with this kind of healthcare system in the US, but I'm very curious because here in China, usually everything is inside the hospital. So for example, you would go to so if you go to a hospital, first of all, we don't need to make any reservation, right? We don't need to make any reservations. So it's usually hospitals, usually like big hospital, and drugstore is usually inside the hospital. Everything is this. Always got to go to pharmacy unless impatient. Oh, okay. Okay, so you always have to go to a drugstore, so which is not inside the hospital, right? So here, like everything is just inside hospital. So like I would just, for example, if I need to see the doctor, right, I would just go to for example, the fourth floor or the third floor to see the doctor, and everything is done, and go downstairs to the second floor to or the first floor to get the medicine. So everything is done within hospital. Like we don't need to go to a drugstore outside to get medicine. Yeah. I work in a pharmacy. It's horrible. Oh, really? Tell me more, Desma. Tell me more. What's going on in the pharmacy? Patient's choice. Hospitals often have pharmacies, or you can have them send it. What do you mean have them send it? So wait. Okay, so like, oh, the Baron is also telling me like hospitals have pharmacies. So like, well, hospital has pharmacy or do not have pharmacy. I'm like a little bit confused. And some people are telling me that hospitals have pharmacies. Some people are telling me that hospitals do not have pharmacies. So which is true? Oh, okay, it's 9 a.m. Okay, 9 a.m. guys, keep on tapping the screen to sending likes. Okay, I mean to reach higher ranking. For those of you who haven't followed me, don't forget to follow me. Okay. For those of you who haven't followed me, don't forget to follow me and just keep on tapping the screen to sending likes. Okay, keep on tapping the screen to sending likes, and if possible, there is a button down below on red note. Okay, 9点，今天太晚了。Yeah, okay. Well, still, you guys feel free to do that, to send me, to join my team and to send me this yellow ticket. Yeah, to send me this yellow ticket. Um, yellow ticket and 人气票. Okay, yeah. Thank you so much, my friend. I have done it too late, so somehow like we'll do it earlier. Yes, tomorrow. Yeah. So if possible, guys could really remind me of it. Yeah. Depends on the hospital system. Also, if insurance covers in the hospital pharmacy. Oh, okay. So it depends on hospital. If you're going to a big hospital, then inside a big hospital there is a pharmacy where you can just get the medicine directly from their top seven. 它通常是这样的哈，它是这样的，Christy，我跟你解释一下，它是这样的，它基本上打榜的话，它是看你整点的打榜，就你整点你的榜单你是排名多少的，所以比如说在9点之前，大家就会可能所有的主播都会跟他们的粉丝说啊，来帮我打榜打榜打榜，然后就大家就啪拼命去点。点完了以后的话，你可能就一下子就会拱上去嘛。然后呢，一到9点以后，它就截止了，它就算新一轮了。然后这时候，因为可能当中会有一些延迟嘛，大家可能还在继续打榜，所以在9点以后，啪一下，我的这个排名就会升得很上面。Yeah, so okay, yeah. So, Older Baron, which city are you from? Which city are you from? Yeah, which city are you from? I want to see. So maybe it's if it's like a hospital of a large in large cities, then they have like pharmacy. Because I remember back then, and if you ask me, I remember back then in New York. So it was like pretty funny. Okay, I was like pretty young, right? When I was in New York, and somehow like I got drunk, like so drunk in the club. After clubbing, I fell on a chair. I did not know, so fell on the arm of a chair and somehow hurt my leg. And I was so drunk and I did not feel anything. And after I reached home and slept the whole night, the next day I woke up, I discovered that I couldn't really move my leg. It was like completely, feel like it was so much pain in there. And then that's like I have to see the doctor. And so the doctor was like, well, actually there's no way your bone was broken because your thigh bone was like really strong unless you experience a big accident. Otherwise there's no way for you to have like bone broken. But still, like, to play it safe, we had an x-ray, and also they said, okay, so it's not because of the bone, there must be some inflammation, so just go take some like anti-inflammation pills. I remember I got that pill from the hospital back then in New York. That was the kind of experience of going seeing the doctor in New York. Yeah. So which hospital was that? I forgot. Yeah. So somehow it's pretty interesting kind of experience. So I've been to the hospital in New York. I've also been to the hospital in Australia. I was also able to experience inpatient in Australia. Stayed in the hospital for 2 weeks. Somehow back then they suspected I had swine flu, something like that. During my time in Australia, and also not able to. I also went to the hospital in Korea because somehow I have this diarrhea when I was in Korea. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. I was so weak from alcohol. God damn. Hope the night was worth it. Yeah. It was a crazy night. Like everyone was basically just clubbing. I was drinking a lot. I still remember that club. That club was like red light, a lot of red light in it. Like it was like I just remember everything was so red. Yeah. And I also remember it was so fun. I remember there was a club in New York and that was like daytime club. That was daytime club. So like you just go into the club and they allow you to clubbing during the day. It was not like during the night. So somehow they allow you to start eating food and after a while like everyone's basically clubbing because somehow it was an indoor place. There was no window. So everywhere is basically dark, right? Once you get into it, it was like an indoor, it was like a night, right? And after a while, after everyone finished eating, somehow it just became like a nightclub, even though it was day. So after you finished clubbing, so we were saying that it's the healthiest club ever because like you were just basically clubbing during the day, right? You were not staying up in the night, late in the night. And like if you club during the day, it's basically just workout, right? You were just dancing. There was like a lot of cardio. And like you have lots of cardio during the day after clubbing, and afterwards you just went out of the club. It was still like day. It was still the day. You still have like for example, you could be there at around 12 p.m., right? Have a lunch for like 1 hour and you could start to club at like 1:30 p.m. or 1 p.m. and you just club all the way till 3 p.m. or 4 p.m. When you get out of the club, it's still day, right? It's still like 4 p.m. in the afternoon and you still have the rest of the afternoon and the evening. And somehow it feels like the most healthy club ever. So I don't really remember the name of that club, but somehow like back then American friends brought us there. I'm not so sure if it's still there. It was like a lot of years ago when I was in New York, and somehow like American friend brought us there, and that is definitely my favorite club. Yeah, because you guys know that I consider myself to be a very healthy person, so I do live a very healthy life. So nowadays I go to sleep very early in the night, and the problem is that if I go too late, I just really cannot stay up awake. I really cannot stay up awake. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, guys, follow me please if you haven't done so. Somehow I don't know why I don't have any new followers in here. Yeah,不知道为啥，感觉现在好像没有什么新的人关注了。OK，赶紧让大家关注一波。有没有新的宝宝进来可以关注一波？Okay, guys, for those of you who are new in here, definitely follow me. Okay, definitely follow me. We need more followers. Okay, we need more followers in here. Okay, my friends, if you think this live stream is very interesting, if you think that I am very interesting, if you are really enjoying this live stream, if you are not enjoying my live stream still, like just follow me. Okay, just follow me in here. Okay, just follow me in here. So I usually would have my live stream from 7:30 to 9:30 a.m. China time, from Monday till Saturday. Yeah. So the fact that I don't have a lot of like followers in here would just make me starts to, get less passionate about live streaming. So I do want more followers in here. Yeah. So guys, please follow me. Okay. Please follow me. And also for those of you new in here, don't forget to join this followers group in here. Okay. Don't forget to join this followers group in here. Okay. 可以加一下我们的粉丝群，加一下这个粉丝群。OK。Yeah. Can you get meds from pharmacies without prescriptions there? Yes. Yes. So, well, as a matter of fact, we actually don't need to go to pharmacies. We don't need to go to pharmacies. Okay. That is also something fancy about China. Okay. I can just stay at home and I can just order all the medicines online. It will be delivered to my home. And the thing is that I have done it. I have actually compared the kind of price that I order online and also the price if I go downstairs really to the drugstore. Okay, if I really go downstairs to the drugstore's price of medicine is actually more expensive than if I order it online. Yeah, 13,000 likes, most likes I've seen in the stream, especially at this hour. Oh, really, Shem Dog? 好的，行，Okay, so guys, that's why you need to keep on tapping the screen to send in likes. Okay, so my friend Sherm Dog has said that we already have 13,000 likes, and that is the most kind of likes he has seen in the stream, especially at this hour. So, guys, keep on doing it. Everyone, I'm setting this target for you. Please keep on tapping the screen for 500 times, for more than 500 times, okay? Yeah, we want more likes and we want more people to join this live stream, and I want more followers, okay? I want more followers. Yeah, so I think last month alone, I got 10,000, more than 10,000 followers within just 1 month of time. So just skyrocketed from like less than 40,000 followers to over 50,000 followers. That was like big an achievement definitely for me. So for starting from this month, I played it a little bit more relaxing. I started to be a little bit lazy when it comes to making posts on this account. Okay, I'm just being lazy in here, but I'm actually very diligent when it comes to other, okay, my own business. We're trying really hard on that. So for this account, I did not make a lot of posts, so the kind of rate of gaining new followers significantly dropped. Yeah. TikTok refugees are skilled at liking. Yeah, so that's my agree with you. You know what? I feel like TikTok people are so much better at tapping the screen to send in likes compared to Red Note. So every time whenever I start like live stream on both platforms, like TikTok is always better at Red Note at getting likes. So I don't know, like I have like way less people on TikTok to watch my live stream compared to the kind of number of people that here on Red Note to watch my live stream. But somehow, like all the time, I just get more likes on TikTok than the kind of likes I get on Red Note. That is like really interesting. Yeah, but somehow, like for people in here who are new in here, definitely follow me. I want you to follow me, okay? So there is a reason if you this live stream caught you, there is a reason, okay, my friend. There's a reason why this live stream caught you, okay? So if you are in this live stream, that's our fate, okay? So according to the Chinese theory, Chinese wisdom, so 说什么啊？那个怎么讲啊？it means that we have lots of like destinies intertwined in our previous lives for you to meet me in here, okay? So there's a reason why you will encounter me in this live stream. So because of that, you need to follow me, okay? So I definitely need more followers, want more followers. For those of you who are in here who haven't followed me, definitely follow me, okay? And also for those of you who haven't joined my call followers club, there's a followers club in here. You guys could definitely join, okay? Yeah. I hope lots of followers join in a bit. Don't ever be discouraged. You got a niche audience. Thank you, my friend. Yeah, and yes, yeah, it's destined. Yeah, Christy is destined. Yeah, okay, yeah. So somehow like it's also very interesting. Well, I mean, like before I become an influencer myself, right? I started a social media account. Like I was just like a random person browsing on social media platform and watch other people doing live stream, right? So when I do that, like I would feel like someone who's able to have like 10,000 followers or like 20,000 followers to be amazing already. So the fact that I'm able to have over like 50,000 followers here on Rednote and also like almost 20,000 followers on TikTok, and combined, if you're adding up all the other platforms combined, like I have almost like 10,000, 100,000 followers across all the platforms. Like back then, I would consider that to be an amazing achievement, right? However, after I become an influencer now, when I started to just browse the social media account, I noticed that there are so many people who have like so many followers. They're like, oh, okay, well, this person has like, oh, 50,000 followers. Oh, that person also has 50,000 followers. Oh, this person has like, oh, 500,000 followers, you know? Yeah, the hunger craze for more. Yeah, you start to feel like, oh, okay. Well, having 50,000 followers, you're still a small potato, you know? The psychology starts to change. But still, like I would encourage myself, still, I would say that, okay, this is a very good achievement already. Yeah. 主播小红书上女主播为啥都喜欢和老外聊？我不知道哈。我的话，someone was asking me like why all the female hosts here on Red Note likes to talk to foreigners. So okay, I'm gonna answer the question, okay, in Chinese first to you. 我觉得是这样子的哈。首先的话，可能你会经常刷到这个，表明可能你会倾向于喜欢英文类型的主播，所以算法在给你推的时候，就会给你推很多这个英文主播的直播间，所以你就会有一种感觉说啊，为什么现在上面的人都在跟老外聊，都在用英文聊？但是其实在这个平台上有这么多主播，所以绝大部分还是用中文的。我觉得哈，I was basically saying the reason why this friend called 卓一航sees so many like female hosts talking in English to foreign friends. I think it's one of the key reasons is because maybe you yourself are fond of like English speaking hosts. So that's why the algorithm recognize you as a target audience of live stream room like ours. So that's why just keep pushing you the kind of live streams like ours. So that's why you have this kind of feeling like why everywhere I go, there are just like English speakers out there, like talking English to the foreign friends in their live stream room. Okay. 我觉得主要是这个原因。 因为我同学前段时间在学校和外国留学生说汉语被人家打了。你能说一下具体发生什么吗？如果他仅仅只是说中文被人家打了，这个也挺奇怪的。我觉得这个不太符合常理，不太符合常理。他是不是发生了一些矛盾，或者说他盯着人家去讲一些不好的词啊，怎么样？就如果你莫名其妙仅仅只是因为说中文被人家打的话，那这个是有非常大的问题的。那我觉得你的同学应该要去举报这件事情。那就代表说他是被歧视了嘛？对。但是如果说是因为发生了一些其他的事情，或者你朋友本身，比如说在骂一些脏话啊，被老外听到了，被人家打，那就是另外一件事情了。呀，我杀鹦鹉，每天点进去都是鹦鹉。呀，怪不得你叫袅袅教信徒哈，所以你也喜欢鸟是吗？我就觉得很，哎，我就一直在想说，为什么你的 username is called 袅袅教信徒呀？哦，他在用健身器，人家去了催他让开。嗯，对，我也觉得你也觉得有点断章取义了，需要有一些前因后果哈，来看一下。对，but honestly, I have to say like the discrimination issue outside in other countries is pretty severe, pretty severe. Yeah. 他说汉语，人家让他说英文，他说这是中国。好吧，这个还是有点难以判断哈，因为我觉得没有在现场，没有看到这个前因后果，不知道这个 conversation flow 是怎么样发生的，就比较难以判断，难以判断。就在互联网上，经常会有各种各样的反转嘛。We know that on the internet there are lots of like turnarounds. Like one day it's about like one person, and something just happened, and the other way, the other day it's like everyone is thinking about the other person is right. So it's really hard to judge. So some friend is basically saying that one of his friend was beaten by some foreigners here in China simply because he's speaking Chinese to that person. So as a matter of fact, 然后被5个外国留学生打住院了。哦，wow, that is pretty intense. That is pretty intense. I cannot judge. Seriously, I cannot judge because I know nothing there. 这个真的很难去讲，因为就是怎么说呢，打人肯定是不对的哈。这个 first of all, we have to say like no matter what happens, beating person like if they are the one to take actions first, then that is definitely wrong. OK，先动手的肯定是不对，也不能说先动手肯定是不对的，反正打人这件事情肯定是不对的嘛，对吧？有很多的这个情况下都可以用其他的这个方式方法来解决矛盾，但动手打人肯定是不对的啊。但具体这个事情的前因后果到底发生什么了？因为没有在现场，也不太知道，所以就比较难去说了。但是只能说在此希望你的这个朋友能够早日康复，能够早日康复，好吧？OK，小姐姐口音很棒哦，有什么训练的技巧吗？I'm butterfly. Oh, okay. If you want to know the secrets why I'm able to have very good accent, so lots of just so you know, like lots of American friends are saying that I have a pretty standard American accent, Midwest kind of accent. So if you want to know the secret, I want to check if you have followed me. Okay, if you have followed me, and butterfly 有没有关注我啊？ Guys, have you guys follow me? For those of you who haven't followed me, definitely follow me, okay? Follow me first. Okay, if you want to know how to learn English or like anything else, if you just think this live stream room is pretty interesting, need to follow me first, okay? Need to follow me first. So like M butterfly, just so you know, 就是我觉得口音想要练好的话，就是多听多模仿。Okay, so one of the things you could potentially do is first of all follow me, and second, just come to my live stream every day. Just listen to me talk, and you could also do one thing, which is whatever I talk, you just repeat the very same thing I speak. I will tend to be quite slow. Still, there are people coming to the live stream and saying that they think that I speak quite fast, but as a matter of fact, I do tend to speak slowly as possible compared to my normal speed. If I talk to my other friends, my English speaking friends, like the way of the speed of me speaking is usually faster. Yeah. 我们见到老外都立正，让学校领导们看看我们是多么尊重外国人，立正敬礼。全校学生主动放弃汉语，哇，这么极端！你们到底发生什么了？你们是什么江西什么学校？我在网上去搜一下，到底发生啥了？江西理工大学哦，江西理工大学啊，一个中国人被外国人打了是吗？被5个外国人打住院了是吗？好的，回头去关注一下这个事情。Yeah, yeah. I consider an English steady versus fast. Yeah, I don't think I speak English very fast, especially in the live stream room. when I talk to my friends in private, well, I can be fast, but when it's live stream room, I have like on purposefully slow down the speed I speak, so I don't think like I speak very fast in here. But somehow maybe some people are in here to learn English, so that's why like they hope me to speak even slower, even more slowly. So yeah, guys, follow me please. Okay, follow me please if you haven't done so. Okay, follow me please if you haven't done so. Yeah, if I have graduated from university abroad, whether I will have more strength. 啥意思啊？如果我是在外国大学毕业的，我是否 whether I will have more strength? What do you mean by whether I will have more strength? 没有太理解这个话啥意思啊？今天我早睡了，能再或者写一遍中文吗？嗯。quoted 外籍学生打人后续校长换人，留学生待遇惹争议，本校学生回应，真是和1931年东北一样。哦，OK，喂，OK，Christy Little C，来帮忙查一下，帮忙查查看到底发生啥了，到底发生啥了？发生啥了？外籍同学打人，到底发生啥了？呀，OK，竖起了八卦的小耳朵，竖起了八卦的小耳朵。OK，is this a big news? Is it when did it happen? When did it happen? 卓一航，这什么时间发生的？When did it happen? 在外国留学回来的话，是不是会更有那个优势？什么优势啊？你指的具体哪方面的优势？Yeah，for me, your Chinese faster than your English。是中文讲的比英文更快是吗？对，其实我正常讲话速度还是偏快一些的，所以其实讲英文的时候，我的速度也可以很快，但是现在会努力的放慢一些。OK，呀，你找工作的优势，OK，really depends. Okay, really depends. Someone is asking like if you study abroad in like foreign universities, graduate from the foreign universities, would you have some advantage to find a better job? Okay, something like that. It really depends on what kind of job you're looking for. This is the kind of job what kind of job you're looking for. Yeah, this is something I want to quote, just like Zhuo Yihang said, 董明珠, 对吧, which is one of the very famous female entrepreneur in here in China, said that she would not hire any overseas student because that she cannot tell whether this overseas student is a SPY or not, right? 所以怎么说呢? This is hard to tell. And also heard that nowadays here in China, if it's 体制内, like they also do not hire overseas students. Really depends on what kind of jobs you're looking for. But if you say, for example, if you are looking for a job at a international conglomerate, like say for example, if you want to work for a U.S. American investment bank or something like that, they still prefer students with overseas degree. Okay, they still prefer overseas degrees, so really depends. Okay, really depends. I do know some young people. I remember the other day I was in some other province. I was just chatting with a girl I randomly met, and she was sharing with me, and I was encouraging her to go abroad and see everything with her own eyes. And she was basically saying that she would not just go abroad. The reason behind that is, first of all, because her parents do not want her to go abroad. Because somehow from the news in here, from the media news in here, somehow they just depict the outside world to be like very dangerous world. So somehow like there are lots of gun shooting and like happens in America, which is true, right? Which is true. I heard from my American friends there as well, right? Lots of things like that. So somehow it doesn't seem very safe to study outside in other countries like the US. And the second thing is that their parents wanted her to work in 体制内, like inside state-owned companies or in government system. And somehow nowadays, like if you want to work in state-owned companies or like government systems, somehow they do not want any foreign students because the conflict between US and China right now is pretty intense. And somehow there are lots of SPYs sent by both countries to each other. So in order to avoid, hiring SPY, so that's why what they do is just avoid hiring people who have this kind of risk, right? Something like that. So really depends. Like personally, because I have studied abroad, right? I definitely consider that to be a very, very good experience. Like if I have children in the future, I will for sure. If the children grow up here in China, then for sure, I will send my children to study abroad, unless something extreme happened that I couldn't do it. if nothing really special happened, like I will for sure send my children to study abroad because I personally am a really, really a big beneficiary of like my overseas studying experience. I consider my overseas experience to be a very, very eye-opening kind of experience. That is the kind of experience that reshaped me to be the kind of person I am today. And I definitely 100% consider myself to be like way, way more open-minded than before. I met a Frenchman in Shanghai Pudong Airport before. He spoke English and I spoke Chinese. A girl next to me approached a translator and I said, "This is China." Oh, that is a really sweet story. That is a really, really sweet story. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. I see what you say is really worth respect. Oh, thank you, my friend. Yeah, thank you. 主播说的是英式英语嘛，听着挺舒服。英式跟美式英语区别很大。我说的是标准美式英语，标准美式英语 W2。就是前2天有人让我问一下老外，我讲的英文是什么口音，然后那些老外统一都说我讲的是美国的标准中西部口音，也就是美国的这个电视台里边的主播的这种口音，我才知道说我是这种的美式口音。也就是说我的很多老外就是很多美国人都说我的英文非常的标准，所以。I'm actually certified. I'm certified by all the American people saying that my English is pretty decent and pretty standard. So this is definitely American accent. This is not British accent. Okay, this is not British accent. So like British accent and American accent is quite different. Okay, to answer my friend's question，美式英文和和英式英文的发音还是区别非常大的，区别很大呀，区别很大。所以个人觉得美式英文更好学。Yeah, I think like American accent is easier to understand. Easier to understand. 嗯。对，看懂了，周一航看懂了，看懂了你刚才讲的这个英文，我觉得这是一个非常美丽的故事。OK，对，卓一航，你有关注我吗？你是不是还没有关注我啊？记得关注我啊！Guys, follow me please if you haven't done so. OK, guys, follow me. 大家没有关注的记得点一下关注。OK, guys, follow me please if you haven't done so. 感觉美式很多，对的，是的，美式很多，英式相对比较少一些。So there are a lot of people speaking American accent nowadays because it's easier to learn, easier to pronounce. 因为美式相对更容易一些。我以前小的时候是学英式的，所以我以前是讲英式英文的。后来因为工作环境，还有包括自己看美剧啊什么，就切成了这个美式英文。英式英文确实很好听，但是英式英文讲起来比较的累，就是它怎么讲呢？需要这个嘴巴就是没有那么的随性，所以我还是就是讲美式英文，现在就不太讲英式英文了呀。这是中国说汉语就合适。当年1931年，在东北日本人也没要求中国人必须说日语。我觉得是这样的，语言的话，它本质上就是一个沟通的桥梁。I think language itself is just a bridge for communication, right? So there is nothing that says that you must speak what kind of language and where, okay? Or you must speak what kind of language to what people. I mean, it's just a way of communication, right? I also know 主播我在国内遇到任何外国人都不可能和老外说英文，这个观点我其实也不是很认同哈。周一航虽然尊重，但是怎么讲呢？不认同。我觉得就像我讲的，我认为语言只是一个沟通的桥梁。你们遇到了这一个在大学里面遇到了这么样一件事情，也就是说，一个中国人被老外打了，但是这可能这5个老外他们只代表了他们这5个人，并不代表的是所有的人。所以，当你把所有的欧美人都当成敌人，这件事情本质上，在我的观点看来是有一些偏激的。我个人有非常多很好的欧洲朋友和美国朋友，他们就是怎么说呢？不是这样的，不是这样的。所以卓一航，我也怎么讲呢？当然了，我尊重你的做法哈，尊重你的做法。但如果我是你的话，我不会这么做。我觉得这个世界是非常多样化的，有各种各样的人，包括你在中国，哪怕你看中国这个群体，也有各种各样的人，有很粗鲁、很不讲礼貌、也会打人的中国人，然后也有很 nice、很好的中国人，对不对？但是你不会因为说今天你在中国，你作为一个中国人，你看到有几个中国人打人了，你就说所有的中国人都特别的糟糕。我觉得所有的中国人骨子里都特别的差，我特别讨厌中国人。你不会这么去说。你说欧美任何领导人都会对中国有敌意，就是我觉得是这样的哈，就是可能你现在还是一个大学生，等你再长大一些，去看这个社会，看到更多的东西了以后，你就会发现，所有的国家和国家之间，其实本质上都是一些博弈。 都是一些利益的一个互换。你说 OK，欧美对中国有很多的敌意，但事实上可能反向也都是如此。说白了，就是所有的这个，你去看这些国家和国家之间的关系，很多时候都是在于说，今天你是不是能够给我带来对于我的国家足够多的利益？如果是，我们就是朋友；如果不是，我们就是敌人。永远没有永远的敌人，也没有永远的朋友。所以，怎么讲呢？这个本质上并不是崇洋媚外，这个不是本质上不是崇洋媚外。OK，你不能说我只要跟外国人交朋友啊，只要我的思想上是觉得外国人多少是可以沟通的，我就是崇洋媚外。这个观点其实是有一些偏激的。嗯，这都是政治，你看到的都是想让你看到的。对，我认同这样的话，所以怎么讲呢？我觉得是这样的，你可能在你的学校里边遇到了这5个外国人，他们打了中国人，他们不是不好的，但是有可能第二天你再通过其他的渠道、其他的地方，你又遇到了5个特别特别 nice、特别特别好的5个外国人，就好像你说你在机场里边遇到的那一个法国人，你跟他交流非常的愉快，对不对？我不知道是否愉快好，但是我猜想应该是愉快的，不然你也不会跟他聊这么久的时间，对吧？那所以可能本质上代表这个法国人他是不是就代表了一些事情？我觉得更多的情况是在于去判断说的是这一个人本身的。就我觉得是这样的，不要，我个人的观点是不要用这个人的肤色、他的国籍等等这些信息来去判断他。这个东西并不只是 apply, it does not only apply to Chinese people or like specific people, applies to all。我觉得对于一个人的判断，不应该通过他来自于什么样的地方，他是什么样的肤色等等这些东西来去进行判断，因为本质上，我觉得刚才你的这个描述本质上也是对于外国人的一种歧视啊。我觉得更多的是要跟这个人本身有一定的交流。Once you start to talk to this person, start to interact with this person and really judge what kind of person it is。我并没有说你，我并没有就是说，我说我猜想你可能跟他聊得很愉快。我刚才就说了，你没有认真听我讲，我觉得没有办法沟通了啊。我觉得这么说吧，周一航可能，嗯，我觉得我尊重你的目前的想法哈，但是我觉得在你这个年纪，确实会比较容易有一些相对比较偏激的一些观点和想法，这个也是这个年纪应该有的一个特征，很正常。但是呢，我相信随着年龄的增长，当你看到的东西更多，你的这个见到的人更多，了解这个世界了解的更多，你的观点就会变得相对而言更加的全面化，可能你的想法就会发生改变。所以咱们也不急于一时，我也并不觉得我今天要 convince 你，要说服你，要怎么样让你一定要跟我想的一样啊！我还是那一句话，我觉得尊重你的想法，OK？你的想法是你这个年纪应该有的想法，没有问题，没有问题，OK？看到自己的同伴被外国人打了，所以就非常的义愤填膺。我觉得我们应该站起来去反对他们，很正常，很正常。随着年龄的增长，慢慢的，当你看到这个世界多了以后，你自然而然就会有不一样的想法。所以怎么说呢？好吧，你开始有点变得不是很 nice 了。接下来我们就不去探讨了这个问题了，好吧？我觉得我已经以非常有礼貌、非常有素养的方式进行回答了。但是如果你开始变得没有那么素养的话，我就没有办法了。OK，好it's 9:30 a.m. China time. It's actually over 9:30. So thank you so much, my friends, for joining this live stream today. And for those of you guys who haven't followed me, don't forget to follow me. OK，没有关注的朋友们可以关注雨波。然后还有的话呢，就是 for those of you who haven't joined this followers club, this is our family. So please join this club, okay? Join this club in here. And I usually would have my live stream from 7:30 to 9:30 a.m. China time from Monday to Saturday. So that's why I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow, okay? Look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Okay, bye bye, my friend.